Good morning friends. Welcome to Parnika Tutorials YouTube channel. In this video, I want to discuss about operator precedence parser. Only this operator precedence parser will allow the ambiguous grammar. What is an ambiguous grammar? A grammar for a string which can be generated from this grammar. For the string, if you have more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation or more than one parse tree, I can say that the grammar is ambiguous grammar. We have studied about various parsers such as recursive descent parser, LL1 parser, LR0 parser, SLR1 parser, LALR1 parser, and then we have discussed about the CLR1 parser. None of these parsers will allow the ambiguous grammar other than the operator precedence parser. Okay, operator precedence parser will come in the category called bottom-up parser. So we will discuss about the operator precedence parser in detail. So I request everyone to watch the complete video. So before discussing about the operator precedence parser, let me discuss about the operator grammar. Now what is meant when operator grammar is, I will give an example, then I will give the definition of an operator grammar. E determines E plus E or E multiplication E or ID. Now, if you look at it, what are the terminals and what are the non-terminals? The non-terminal is E, and what is the terminal? The terminal is plus multiplication and ID. If you look at all this production, there are no two terminals are coming adjacent to each other. If you look at here, there is a I'm talking about the non-terminals. Okay, the non-terminal E is there and here the non-terminal E is there. They are not coming adjacent. There is a terminal in between. Similarly, if you look at this one, there is a non-terminal E, there is a non-terminal E. They are not coming adjacent to each other. Suppose let me give an example. A determines ABA or A, B determines BAB or B. Now take this one. What are the non-terminals and what are the terminals? The non-terminals are A and B. Will you accept with me or not? What are the symbols which are there in the left hand side? We will call them as non-terminals. What are the terminals? The terminals are the symbols which are there in the right hand side other than the non-terminals, such as small a and small b. If you look at here, I hope it is visible for you. Let me write it again. It is A, B, A. Now if you look at it, these are the two non-terminals and these are the two non-terminals. Look at it, these two non-terminals A and B came adjacent to each other. Am I right? Similarly, this B and A came adjacent to each other. So I can say that this is not operator grammar, whereas this is an operator grammar because no two non-terminals came adjacent to each other. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Now I have one doubt. Can we convert this non-operator grammar to an operator grammar or not? We will check it. In place of this B, if I write the productions of B, what it will be? It will be A, B, A, B, A or A, B, A or A, B, B, A, B or B. Now if you look at it, what are the non-terminals? A and B are the non-terminals. A came here, after A came here, after A came here. This A and this A not adjacent to each other because there is a terminal in between. Similarly this one also and similarly this one also. These are not adjacent. And here only one non-terminal is there, so adjacent is not possible. Here only one terminal is there, adjacent is not possible. Is it clear or not? So what is an operator grammar is that it will not allow the two non-terminals as adjacent to each other and it will not allow the epsilon productions. This is very important. These are the two rules any grammar should satisfy to become the operator grammar. Only we will look at the operator grammars in the operator precedence parser. I hope you have understood what is an operator grammar. It should not consist of epsilon production, and it should not consist of any non-terminals adjacent to each other. But some non-operator grammars we can convert into operator grammar. This is an example I have discussed. Is it clear? I hope you have understood how I converted this non-operator grammar to an operator grammar. Okay, but all non-operator grammars we may not convert it. Is it clear? Now let me discuss about operator precedence parser. Now whenever we are discussing about the LL1 parsing and LALR parsing or CLR parsing, we have constructed the parsing table. With the help of the parsing table and with the help of the input string and the stack data structure, using the parsing procedure, we have constructed the parsing tree. Similarly, in the operator precedent parser, we need to compute the operator relation table. Let me write it the word operator relation table. Why I am calling it as operation relation table, you will understand. To do the operator relation table, let me take one operator grammar. Just now we have discussed one operator grammar. Let me take that grammar. This is the grammar I am taking, and you already know that it is an ambiguous grammar. Am I right? If you want to verify, you can verify id plus id plus id. If you take, you will get more than one parse tree, or id plus id into id also, you will get more than one parse tree. So for any string, for the grammar, if you get more than one parse tree or more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation, I can say that it is an ambiguous grammar. So I want to check whether this ambiguous grammar can be parsed using operator precedence parser or not. So first I need to construct the operator relation table. The operation relation table will consist of all the terminals such as plus, multiplication, dollar, and you will have the id. Okay, id plus multiplication and dollar will be there, and id plus multiplication and dollar will be there in the rows and the columns. Is it clear? Meaning is that we are computing the relation between the two operators. That's why it is called as operator relation table. Then you can ask me why dollar you are considering, because in all the tables, in LL1 table or LR0 table or SLR1 table, we have considered the dollar. Am I right or wrong? This will be useful for us to when to terminate the parsing process. Am I right? Or when to accept the string. All these things it will be useful with the help of the dollar. Okay. Now if you look at it, you have a id and id. Between id and id, you will not have any relation. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? And now if you consider that id and plus, if I consider, which one will have the highest precedence? id will be highest precedence, so you have to give the id more. Is it clear? So if you have id and plus, which one you will give more importance? id only you will give the more priority. So id I am representing with a symbol. This is the what symbol it is? It is greater than symbol. Okay, now id and multiplication, again id will be more priority. id and dollar, id will be. So between an id and any operator, id will have the highest priority as compared to the operator. Now plus and id, again id has the more priority as compared to the plus. Now plus and plus is there. Plus and plus both are having the same priority, but what is the associativity? If you have a plus b plus c, which one we need to perform? As the plus is a left associativity, I will perform this a plus b. Whatever the result will come, again I will perform the addition. So I can say that I need to give the highest importance to this plus. So I will represent like this. Are you able to understand? Plus and multiplication, which is having the highest priority? Multiplication. Plus and dollar, always dollar will be less priority. Okay, is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? Now multiplication and dollar, which one will have the highest priority? id. Multiplication and plus, multiplication will have the highest priority. Multiplication and multiplication, if you have 2 multiplication, the priority is same, but what about the associativity? It is a left associativity, so I will give more importance to this one. Please always remember that this multiplication and this multiplication comes, first I will write this one in the left hand side, then this is in the right hand side. If you consider in the reverse order, then you will do the mistake. So multiplication and dollar, I said that dollar will have the less priority as compared to any one, and dollar and id you will have the id more, dollar and plus you will have plus more priority, dollar and multiplication you have the more priority to the multiplication, and dollar is undefined. Is it clear? So id and id we have not defined, dollar and dollar we have not defined. So this is the operator relation table for the given operator grammar. I hope you have understood how I got this table. Now let me discuss about the parsing procedure. Okay. To do the parsing procedure, let me take a string which can be parsed from this grammar. id plus id into id. This is the string I am taking. Am I right? This string can be parsed using this grammar, or I can say that this grammar can generate this string. Am I right? So what I will do is that I will take the stack data structure and the input sim. Is it clear? The input is what? id plus id into id. Initially the stack will consist of only dollar. Okay, are you able to understand? At the end of the input you will have the dollar. So what is the use of this dollar? To say that we have parsed the entire input string. Okay, is it clear? Are you able to understand? So the initially stack is consists of dollar and your input pointer is pointing to the this id. Is it clear? Now we need to look at dollar and id. Array, what is this fly? Dollar and id is there. Okay, now you look at the operator relation table. Dollar and id. What is the symbol? Less than is there. Remember one important point. Whenever you have the less than, you will push into the stack. Whenever you have the greater than, you will pop from the stack. Are you able to understand? And remember always, we will look at this one first, then this one. Meaning is that first I will look at the row and the corresponding column. So the top of the stack is dollar and your input pointer is pointing to id. Dollar and id you have the less than. So what I have to do? I have to perform the push. So I will have the dollar and id. Now my input pointer is pointing to the plus. Will you agree with me or not? Is it clear? Now what is the top of the stack? Top of the stack is id and the input pointer is pointing to the plus. id and plus, what is this symbol? Is greater than. So if it is a greater than, I said you have to pop it. Okay. What is meant by pop? I will discuss for you. Don't worry. Okay. We are taking the input as id plus id into id. Popping means we are performing the reduction. From you are here, reduction means id, you are making it as e. Are you able to understand? So pop it meaning is that we have popped the id and we have performed the reduction move. id is e. Are you able to understand? So now the top of the stack is dollar and your input pointer is still pointing to the plus only. Will you able to understand it or not? First thing is that as it is a greater than, I have performed the pop from the stack and in the parsing tree the reduction will happen. Now what is the top of the stack? Dollar. Dollar and plus. Dollar and plus is less than. If it is less than, what should I write? I should perform the push operation. So it will be dollar and plus in the stack and it will be id and id multiplication id and dollar. So now top of the stack is plus and the input pointer is id. So what I have to look at? Plus and id. Plus and id. What is it? It is less than. Am I right or wrong? Is it clear? It is less than. So what should we do? We have to push it. Plus id multiplication id dollar, and input pointer is pointing to the multiplication, top of this tag is id. Now id and multiplication, what it is greater than. If it is greater than, what you have to do, you have to pop it from the stack. Okay, so you have the plus and you have the multiplication here, id, and this one is there. Now where you are here, am I right? Now you have to perform the reduction. id, you are performing it as e. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Now plus and multiplication, you look at plus and multiplication is greater than, oh sorry, plus and multiplication, plus is here, multiplication is there, plus multiplication again less than, so you need to push it into the stack. Plus multiplication id and dollar. Is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? Now what is the top of the stack? Multiplication, and input pointer is id. So multiplication is here and id is here. Again what you need to perform? You need to push it into the stack. So you will have dollar plus multiplication id, and you will have the dollar here. Now look at this one. Let me erase this one so that I can use this space. Okay, let me write here stack and the input. Now whatever the next one I want to do, I will write here. id is there and the input pointer is dollar. id and dollar, which is what is greater than. If it is greater than, what I will do, I will pop it. Okay, so this id will be reduced to e. So you will have dollar plus multiplication, this id was popped and input pointer still pointing to the dollar only because we have not pushed it. Okay, you have a multiplication at the top of the stack and you have the input pointer. So multiplication and dollar is what is greater than. So you need to pop the multiplication. Will you agree with me, or let me write here? We have to pop it. Is it clear? Remember simple point. If it is less than, we will perform the push. If it is greater than, we will perform the pop operation, and corresponding operation we have to reduce. Now if you look at it, e into e, we are reducing to e. Are you able to understand? Because the multiplication we have popped, so e into e I have reduced to e. Is it clear? Now you have the plus and you have the dollar. Plus and dollar, look at it. Plus is there here, dollar is here. So again you have to pop, and the corresponding e plus e you will reduce to e. Is it clear? And plus you will pop, and dollar on dollar. Whenever you have the stack is dollar, top of the stack is dollar, and your input pointer is pointing to dollar, you will accept it. Meaning is that you will stop the parsing procedure. So now look at it, the parse tree. From id plus id into id, we have taken the string and we got the parse tree. Look at this parse tree is correct or wrong? This parse tree is correct. Is it clear? Are you able to understand why I am saying that it is parse tree is correct? First we are performing the multiplication, then we are performing the addition. Is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? I hope you have understood what is an operator grammar and what is the operator relation table and how I parsed this procedure and how I got the parse tree. But there is a one problem with the operator relation table. If you look at it, how many entries are there here? 4 entries are there, and this side 4 entries are there. So totally we got 16 entries in the operation relation table. Meaning is that I have 4 terminals, so I got 16 entries. If I have some 8 terminals, then how many entries I will get in the relation table? I will get 64 relation table, means 64 entries in the relation table. So if I have n terminals, then I will get n square. Is it clear? N square number of entries in the operation relation table. So to store that one, we need lot of space. So in the next video, I will discuss how to convert this operation relation table into functional table. Okay, we'll call it as operator functional table. That will require only less amount of time, or less amount of time, I should not say, less space only required, because the problem with the operational relation table is more space it is consuming. So we will convert this operational relation table into equal function table. How we should do, I will discuss in the next video. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.